Have you ever wondered why Satan cares about the body of Moses, a man who died thousands of years ago? Why did a fierce dispute erupt between the Archangel Michael and the devil over a mere corpse? This is no ordinary story, but one of the most profound and mysterious mysteries in the Bible. In today's video, we will uncover the deeper cause behind this celestial battle and the important lessons it teaches us about our faith. Together, let's decode these mysteries to gain a deeper understanding of God's power and the struggle between light and darkness. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on fascinating exploration videos like this one. The event of Satan disputing over the body of Moses is one of the most mysterious and inspiring stories in the Bible. Satan, a Hebrew term meaning accuser or adversary, is one of many names and depictions of the character who represents ultimate evil in the biblical narrative. Moses, who led the Israelites out of Egypt and received the 10 Commandments from God, is a symbol of faith and hope. However, after his death, something unusual happened. God buried Moses in an undisclosed location, and according to Jude 9, a fierce dispute erupted between Archangel Michael and Satan over his remains. This dispute not only raises questions about Satan's motives, but also about the divine protection that God grants to his faithful. Keeping Moses' burial site secret may have been God's way of protecting him from exploitation by dark forces. Moses' life, though filled with miracles and divine events, was not without mistakes. Before the Israelites entered the Promised Land, Moses committed a serious error. Due to the constant complaints from the people about the lack of water in the desert and his anger at their lack of faith in God, Moses lost his composure. Instead of speaking to the rock as God had instructed to bring forth water, he struck the rock with his staff. This act not only demonstrated disobedience to God's command, but also caused Moses to lose God's full trust in leading the Israelites into the Promised Land. According to Numbers 20:10 through 12, this is the reason he was denied entry into that land. This is a lesson in humility and reverence in our relationship with God, reminding us that God's mission is not about personal achievement, but about fulfilling his will. In Deuteronomy 34:5-6, the event of Moses' death is recorded with a special detail. Moses, the servant of the Lord, died in the land of Moab, as the Lord had said. The Lord buried him in a valley in the land of Moab opposite Beth-peor, but to this day no one knows his burial place. This is a mystical moment, when God, the creator of the universe, personally took care of Moses' departure. This act not only marks the end of a great life, but also serves as a powerful symbol of the special relationship between Moses and God. Moses was not only God's servant, but also his close friend, and this event stands as proof of the love and glory God bestows upon those who are faithful to him. God's decision to bury Moses in a secret place has caused many to question the reasoning behind this choice. Perhaps keeping his burial site hidden reflects God's infinite wisdom and serves to protect Moses from being exploited by evil forces. After his death, a mysterious event occurred, a tense dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over Moses' body. This was no ordinary confrontation, but a battle that took place in the heavenly realms. Satan, driven by ambition and pride, demanded Moses' body, but faced strong resistance from Michael, the powerful archangel. Though Michael possessed superior strength, he did not use his power, but humbly said, "The Lord rebuke you." This act is not only a lesson in humility, but also a reminder that the power to defeat Satan does not come from personal strength, but from obedience and the supreme power of God. The question of why Satan is interested in Moses' remains a great mystery and may provoke much speculation. Why would a fallen angel like Satan desire to possess the body of someone who has died? The question of why Satan is interested in Moses' remains a great mystery and may provoke much speculation. Why would a fallen angel like Satan desire to possess the body of someone who has died? The event in Matthew 17:1-3, when Moses and Elijah appeared on the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus, proves that Moses still plays an important role in God's redemptive plan. If Satan could seize Moses' body, perhaps he hoped to prevent his resurrection and disrupt the glorious plan that God had reserved for his faithful servant. Additionally, Satan may have seen the honor Moses received from God as a threat to his own dominion. Gaining control over Moses' body was not only a symbol of power over a righteous person, but also a way for Satan to show that he could destroy or defile even the holiest of things. However, the confrontation between Satan and Archangel Michael reveals that ultimate power always belongs to God, and Satan could not achieve his goal. Satan, with his cunning and crafty nature, may have sought to thwart God's plan for Moses by seizing his body. One major reason Satan might have wanted Moses' body could be that he hoped to use it as an object of worship for the Israelites. Remember the incident of the golden calf in Exodus 32, where the Israelites sinned by worshipping idols. Satan knew that if the Israelites began to worship Moses' body or any of his relics, they would be distracted from worshipping the true God. In this way, Satan could weaken the relationship between the Israelites and God, leading them to worship inanimate objects instead of the Creator. To protect his people from this danger, in his absolute wisdom, God may have hidden Moses' body, preventing Satan from carrying out his scheme. Additionally, another reason could be that Satan, often referred to as the accuser in the Bible, Revelation 12:10, wanted to use Moses' remains to bring up past mistakes. Events such as Moses killing an Egyptian or failing to obey by striking the rock instead of speaking to it could become reasons for Satan to accuse him, deliberately undermining Moses' value in God's divine plan. Though Moses was a righteous man, he was not perfect. Satan may have tried to exploit Moses' past weaknesses, such as his mistake in striking the rock instead of speaking to it, to make Moses seem unworthy in the eyes of God. This would provide an opportunity for Satan to oppose God's plan of redemption and to discredit someone whom God had chosen as an instrument of salvation. Indeed, the devil always seeks to accuse and condemn, not only for minor mistakes, but even for the great deeds one has accomplished. Satan may have sought to use Moses' past failures, such as killing an Egyptian, breaking the tablets of the 10 Commandments, or striking the rock instead of speaking to it, to accuse him. Although Moses had great achievements in leading the Israelites and receiving the 10 Commandments directly from God, he was not immune to personal mistakes. Satan, with his scheming nature and constant attempt to create division between man and God, may have wanted to use those mistakes to prove Moses' unworthiness before God, thus mocking his plan of salvation. Satan may have tried to seize Moses' body as a way to demonstrate his victory over the leader God had chosen, and the mediator between God and the Israelites. For the devil, this act was not just a display of strength, but a proud attempt to challenge God's authority and plan. However, no matter how cunning Satan's schemes were, God's infinite wisdom and power always surpassed those plots. God, in his absolute wisdom, always protects his plan, and as seen in the dispute with Satan over Moses' body, God never allows any evil force to succeed in hindering his redemptive work. Even when Satan fought tirelessly to seize Moses' body, ultimately, only God has the authority to decide. God's purpose cannot be thwarted, and his plan remains steadfast and unbreakable. No matter how vast and cunning Satan's schemes may be, God's wisdom surpasses all. God always stays one step ahead, and his intellect and power are infinite. Nothing on earth can weaken or disrupt his will. Even in the face of Satan's schemes, God's plan of salvation triumphs because ultimate power belongs to him. Importantly, this story is not just about a dispute over the body of a deceased person, but also a profound lesson in standing firm in faith. This is a reminder that no matter how sly Satan's schemes may be, God's infinite wisdom, power, and love for us are the solid foundation of our lives and faith. The story of Moses, the great leader chosen by God, and the spiritual battle over his body is a powerful symbol of faith, loyalty, and the absolute power of God in his plan of redemption for humanity. Moses was not only a leader who led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but also the mediator between God and his people, receiving the 10 Commandments, the eternal moral foundation for humanity. Yet, even as his life of devotion ended in reverence, a mysterious event occurred, a dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over his body. This event not only reflects the supernatural battle between good and evil, but also shows us that even faith heroes like Moses are not exempt from the attention of spiritual forces. Satan, in his rebellious and challenging nature, sought to possess Moses' body, perhaps to disrupt God's plan or exploit the reverence the Israelites had for him. But in the face of Satan's demands, Michael, in humility and obedience, did not use his own power, but relied on God's authority, declaring, "The Lord rebuke you." This is clear proof that in spiritual warfare, victory comes solely from the power and intervention of God, not from the personal strength of angels or humans. The life and death of Moses carry many invaluable lessons. He is a living testament that even when we err, God's grace is powerful enough to turn our failures into opportunities to reveal His might. The battle over His body reminds us that no matter how crafty Satan may be or how difficult the trials may become, God is still the supreme controller. He protects those who belong to Him, and His plan cannot be disrupted by any force. The story of Moses is not merely an event in the history of faith, but a strong affirmation that, in the end, God is the true victor. In a world full of chaos and challenges, faith in God will be the guiding light, helping us stay firm on our faith journey, knowing that His power surpasses all the schemes of the forces of darkness. This is not only the story of Moses, but also the story of each one of us, a reminder that God is always present, victorious, and leading us to glory. When we take a step back and look beyond the battle between Satan and Archangel Michael, a greater message about faith and worship begins to unfold in this story. First, it is a powerful reminder of the importance of true worship. The Israelites repeatedly fell into the trap of idol worship, such as when they worshipped the golden calf or the bronze serpent, being drawn away from worshiping the one true God. The fact that Satan could exploit Moses' body as an object of worship is a clear warning about the ongoing struggle to keep our worship focused on God. This serves as a reminder that we must be vigilant and always turn toward the Creator, never allowing earthly objects or images to replace Him. Secondly, this story is also a powerful testament to God's limitless grace. Despite Moses' past mistakes, such as killing an Egyptian or disobeying God's command by striking the rock, God's love and grace are not constrained by those flaws. God saw Moses' faithfulness and perseverance, and His grace rises above personal failures. This affirms that even when we make mistakes, God's love remains forgiving, with the power to heal and bring us back to Him. Finally, this story serves as a clear reminder of the necessity to resist the temptations of Satan. Satan is always cunning and crafty, finding every way to distract us from God's path. But through his confrontation with Satan, Archangel Michael displayed strong faith and dependence on God's power. Like Michael, we too can stand firm in faith and use God's word to resist the temptations of Satan. The story of Moses' body is not just a battle between angels and demons, but a testament to God's enduring protection and guidance in our lives. It reminds us of the importance of true worship, the infinite power of God's grace, and the ability to stand firm against temptation when we rely on His power. The story of the dispute between Archangel Michael and Satan over the body of Moses is not only one of the most intriguing mysteries in the Bible, but it also offers profound lessons on faith, humility, and God's absolute power. Through this event, we are reminded that Satan, though crafty and challenging, can never overcome God's plan. Ultimately, victory belongs to Him, and we, His faithful ones, can trust in His protection and guidance in every circumstance. If this story has inspired faith and reflection on your spiritual journey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other meaningful Bible content, and click the notification bell for the latest updates. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well. What have you learned from the story of Moses and this spiritual battle? Leave a comment below and share your views. Thank God for His love and guidance yesterday, today, and forever. See you in the next videos. May God bless us all.